Hey, lunch-a-bit viewers, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. It is the day of the festival. Finally. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monika, I'm sure the event will be great too. Fo, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monika is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that has all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like and submitted it. Cheater! So that's the one I'll be performing, unless that's what we're supposed to do. I don't know. It wasn't clear. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. How could you possibly forget? And I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Ha ha ha! You should take a little responsibility for her, Fo. Because you're not a child either. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. How do you know about that? You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monika, you know about that? Of course I do. I have cameras everywhere. I'm the club president, after all. You're all bugged. In the tea, you drank tracking devices. But, I stammer, embarrassed. There was no stammer there. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? What if Monika and Sayori are the same person? They just move really, really quickly and change costumes and hairdos and everything else about themselves as they move back and forth between two spots. Like a assassination classroom kind of guy. About how I basically turned down her confession. I mean, if you say her confession, you gotta be more specific. There were like at least 2 confessions from her. That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? Yeah, I know what's the best for everybody. Why would I even think that? What a stuck-up piece of crap. I am. Jeez, you don't know the full story at all, you ignorant. So, don't worry, I probably know a lot more than you think. Monika is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did. Super great, Monika. These are the best pamphlets I've ever seen in my entire life. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. Almost professional. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before, and I've read a lot of poems. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. She forgot a head. Get out of my head. Well, I'm glad I read the whole thing. Oh, get off my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get off my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get off my head before I show you how much I love you. Get off my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Yes! Clearly the poetry of a sane person. Ah! What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Fo? What's wrong? Ah, nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori has written. I wouldn't say completely different. It is different. But her earlier stuff was pretty crazy too. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself! What is that supposed to mean? Monica calls that out after me. Well, obviously, you don't need to explain how words work. I quicken my pace. Pew pew, I'm gonna strain myself. You can't tell me what to do. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. Or at all. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help wake her up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy, does it? Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. What I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Where are the parents? Sayori. She really is a heavy sleeper. She's friggin' dead. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Breaking and entering, waking her up in her own house. It is super weird. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori, wake up, dummy. There's no response, except the creaking of a rope. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this, but I gotta do it. I gotta. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? Just a little bit. But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Sayo. Woo, we're all shocked. Surprisingly, despite the fact that this was, completely unsurprising, I'm still getting chills down my neck. Probably because the excellent sound effects. An exception has occurred. File game/script-chapter 5.rpi line 307. See traceback text for details. ... Please talk to me, corpse. What the hell? What the hell? Sayori, stop playing around. Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. I can tell because my eyes are fuzzy and there's weird 3D effects going on here. It's not a 3D effect, I don't know what you call that. Parallaxing, kinda? Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, yeah, you don't want your DNA at the scene of a crime. I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then, why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession. That has to have been what pushed her over the edge. Oh, blame me, thanks. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. Alright, that was pretty weird. Why did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure if I lied to someone about loving them and they ever found out, they would kill themselves in an even worse way, or something like that. But again, I'm no psychiatrist. Why was I so selfish? I was not... Maybe I should just kill myself. This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I'd be trapped there. I would, not literally, but I would functionally be killing myself. Then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this! Screw the literature club, yeah, screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back, except reload a different save. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. Oh, fourth wall's very well intact, thank you very much. I had only one chance, I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers, but I still couldn't do what she needed from me. Because I'm not a psychic, predictive doctor person, and now I can never take it back. Never, 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 ... And scene end. Great. Friggin' great. What's the game want me to do? Ooh, this is a cool twist. I like this. Do we have to play the game over and over again with each person dying? Who is she being replaced with? She is being replaced with Monica. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Monica is some sort of Agent Smith type character who takes over all of the others. And we're just in some sort of weird little loop. Is that her normal leg? Is that just... Yeah, I guess so. This is a weird shadow effect they have going on there. Intriguing. Now I could load the game and see if she didn't kill herself. But I'm willing to bet it wouldn't make a huge friggin' difference. Let's click this gibberish button and see what happens. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she doesn't care. She's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, we would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Just run. Ooh, what's this? However, I just saw an idol in front of the crosswalk, and that catch up to me. I hope this doesn't mess with the recording. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I am perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. It's Monica, right? Yes. Fo? Monica. Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yes, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league, so having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for, anyway? I wonder if this whole thing could have been avoided if I had chosen to help Monica prepare for the festival instead of any of the other three, because she is going to murder whoever I pick. Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about... Oh, I farted. That was bad. That's the first mistake I've made, I think, ever in my entire life. I farted when she was not in the farting pose. Not to imply she can't fart without assuming that specific pose, but the rules I have set up are she's only farting when she's, her skirt is flapping in the breeze like they clearly draw. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. What is this pressure to make something special out of it? If you enjoy it, just enjoy doing it. Don't add all this extra baggage onto it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Does that mean it's not a literature club? It's a harem club? It's a weeding club. It's a club where... Oh, look at that horizontal black line in her eyes. Is that typical? I just noticed she doesn't have pupils either. It's like a black... She's a robot. She is Agent Smith. Agent Monica Smith. Literature? That sounds kind of... dull. How many members do you have so far? I can't remember how many in this reality. It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. Including herself, right? It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature club can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of her members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Fo, you're drooling. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I wouldn't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Phil, you know that? It's nothing really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. I am the most important being in this groundhog world. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school, and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! The other club members cower in fear. And I brought a guest with me. Why did she... Oh, she's mad. She's mad. She did not like Yuri showing up. Should I give them different voices? This is a different world. I could give different voices in this new take, but why mess with perfection? My guest. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki, but anyway, welcome to the club, Foe. All the words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls! So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. There should have been a glitch there, that'd been perfect. Natsuki. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, and this is Yuri, the vice president. I actually forgot she was VP. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Foe in a classroom, he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Foe? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Question. How many people were in the club? Because just that first playthrough might not actually have been the first time this happened, right? How many friends have I have died on me in Monica's vicious bid? Maybe she just creates a bunch of... She invites people, and then she tries to see what I like? I don't know. This is a lot of fan theories around here. I'm sure I will get to them in due time. It's also really funny I'm playing this in parallel with Nier Automata, which is kind of a similar type thing going on. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before sitting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Has Monica ever laughed with the EHs before? Or is that something she's only done since absorbing Sayori? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believed you. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Foe, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. You're not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. You can change me! What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. By the way, guys, if you don't actually want me to reread the lines I've read before, let me know and I won't do that, although I make no promises as to my ability and accuracy to recognize lines I've already read before. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, equally passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Is this also kind of nudging that fourth wall, in hindsight? Maybe. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I jest. Natsuki's eyes start over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. Shut up. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud and Give That Back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them or something sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is written to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Why wouldn't she know that? I really want her to reference something that happens in the future because it's the past. Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. See you. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. A lot of more going up and down and growing in this conversation than I recall. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it would be a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Foe? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. I guess their eyes are the same kind of pupil thing. She has actual black pupils, maybe just dark purple. But hers are the same line with the circle. But... I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Foe. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clean-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting anyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay. I've decided it then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Like, their left eye, then their right eye. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Foe? No! Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after this, it would be super pissed. Foe, I'm so happy. You can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment! Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Foe, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, I don't remember her laughing like Sayori before. She probably did, I'm just crazy, but... Suspicious. Yeah, can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Cool! I'm gonna end this episode here. I'm super excited. You have unlocked a special poem! Would I like to read it? Yes. Yes, I would like to read it. But we will read it in the next episode and continue on the weirdness. I'm not sure if I expect this game to require me or have me play through it once for each person in the club, or if Monica's just going to take over now and this will be the second and final loop through. We shall see. Hopefully weirdness keeps ramping up, because if we have another mundane playthrough and weirdness only happens kind of around each start over, that's not going to be super exciting. But we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next episode. Signature catchphrase.